Thank you. Welcome back to the show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Back again. We're back at it. This is your boy, Ayanda Zaza. I'm going with this beautiful lady right next to me.
Even though he forgot the round of applause.
Hey, yeah! You know, sometimes being a DJ and being a presenter,
Yes,
doing all these
like
things.
you forget the right elements all the time.
Hey.
Coming to you live and direct from our Johannesburg studios only. Mzansi podcast.
Yes, but guys, do you blame me? Look at this, you know. Don't blame me. I mean,
I don't blame you, Shem.
Yeah,
I'm sure they won't blame you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in and choosing us over the other podcasts, if there are any.
Yes, you know what you do, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Yes, that is more like a, I don't know, it's a standard procedural thingy that you need to do when you tune into the Mzansi podcast. Today is like no any other different. We have an amazing young lady here today who will be sharing her story with us. Some of the elements that we'll be touching on today is falling pregnant when you're still in school.
Definitely. So those are the things that we'll be touching base on, just understanding her life, growing up as a child to be where she is today. So those are the things that we'll be touching base on.
Yeah, more like you are not dictated by where you come from, but how your life turn around. That is where definitely we'll judge you based on that. Where you are in life, how far you've made it. What are you doing with your life? That's why so we tell
yeah, and so guys, you know, as we all know, being a young lady growing up in our society, we come across a whole lot of things. So things like rape, pregnancy, and you need more information and being taught. Sometimes there's no one to blame you anyway. So we are who we are. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I'm sure even the viewers at home, they all make mistakes.
Sure.
And we do learn from that mistake. So without a mistake, there's nothing that we learn.
Yeah, fall forward always. So even things like your peer pressure, you know, you are influenced by your surrounding. You know, that also I don't know, but it impacts a life, so to speak, in whatever way. So it's how you come out of those challenges that dictates how far you're going in life. Like I've been saying, but definitely one thing that is not a mistake, a child will never be a mistake. How you made it, yes, but definitely a child, God always has a reason for you to give you a child, to bless. It's a blessing on its own, any human being. Because even the president, we don't know how the president was conceived.
Yeah, exactly. And some of the kids today, they are successful. They are breadwinners to their homes, their houses, to their parents. So you can imagine that at that time, when the situation happens, there's so many things that goes through your mind.
Yeah.
You blame, you complain. That, you know, if only you had that information, or if only you had access to such information, you would have done better than it is now. So, and now looking after a couple of years, exactly the same situation that happened that you blamed on, now it's working on your advantage. That it benefits you. Now the child looks after you, now is successful, now builds you a huge mansion. Everything is working out pretty well.
And what if you found out today or tomorrow that your mother wanted to have an abortion when she was expecting you? How would you feel?
Yeah, no, that's deep, eh? That's deep. So
that is very deep.
You can imagine, I think we should be fortunate as well that if only one would go through that mindset of being aborted and being a child, and if you find out that information, it's quite heavy. And I know some people out there, surely they've been pointed out with those names, like, you know, when you are here what you are today, or you're here today, it's because of 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even be here today.
But in all aspects, look, we're here. We're doing something with our lives. Like we're Mzansi podcast.
Yeah.
We are not any other podcast. We are the Mzansi podcast.
Subscribe. You see the link at the bottom of your screen. Subscribe, like, comment. There's everything there.
don't forget to take us through what you think about the podcast itself in general, or even engage on the topic today. We have a young lady who's going to be sharing an amazing story you've seen with our last episode. Literally, we are bringing women to the fore.
Yeah. Without further ado, let's just go on to it, guys. We're gonna bring our lady onto the stage so we can deep dive and go through all the most what she's experienced and how today she's successful, happily.
I hope you're not too happy to have the lady here. Are you happy for the interview or for the lady?
We cannot be.
Which one is it?
We try to not to be too emotional. At the same time, yes, the show is emotional. At the same time, we're building other people. There are so many ladies out there that they would learn a lot from this, even guys themselves. So there are so many guys that we find with 5 or 7 kids at the age of 23, and you ask yourself, like, at the age of 23 I already got 5 kids. How is that possible? I as a man need to take responsibility to make sure that I use protection everywhere I go. If I know that I'm that type of a guy, then I need to make sure that I protect myself. So now you find yourself as a guy having 5 kids, but most of the time what happens around in our community, we put too much blame
either
to
on
the
men
girls.
or
Yes.
on women. Yeah, it's how we see it.
And which we also problematic
Sure.
on our side. Yeah, we need to take that blame as men to say, you know what,
Definitely.
I take responsibility and I take the blame. But I think the most sad part is that all these problems, they remain with the lady.
Lessons should propel us to make better decisions. I mean, if you make a mistake, like we are saying, with your actions, of course, then that should propel you to make a better, change with your life.
Yeah.
So, let's hear this lady's story and you will be amazed. Don't forget to engage.
Yeah, check you now, later.
Yeah, and that's exactly how we do it. We are back. Now
Yeah.
we are no longer 2. We are no longer a couple. We are 3. Now we are a crowd.
Yeah.
We are officially a crowd now, but we don't mind it.
We've got our beautiful lady here next to us. As we promised you guys that we'll be talking about this lady's journey, her life and everything. So meet our beautiful young lady, Sinazo. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you here. Always a pleasure. I could do with nice ladies all the time.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be around ladies, so I'm the man of the moment. You know?
Man of the moment. So this is the lady that we are talking about. Like we've been raving about throughout since the first segment of the show. We've been raving about you. That was literally about you. Can you believe it?
Oh, okay. All right.
So it was definitely about you.
So just to recap, we'll be talking about her journey, her life, and having a child at a young age. But now she's doing very well. She's pretty much way much better situation compared to what it was before. But let's just get into it. Let me just not elaborate further on this. She's here, so she's here to tell us about her life.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
You have arrived.
Yes, I'm here.
You have arrived.
Yes.
Tell us who is Sinazo?
Okay.
Who are you?
All right. First of all, Sinazo is this beautiful lady, as you can see.
Yes.
Hey, I just thought about Kimusitana Obutsana.
Yo.
Thank yourself.
Yes, yes. So I grew up in Orange Farm. Orange Farm.
Yeah.
Nkulisoko. Yes. So I'm a bit spoiled. You can say that.
You're a spoiled brat. I was about to say that.
Nkulisoko, and she raised me so very well. I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
Is it true that most kids that raised by their grandparents, they can't do anything?
No, they can.
Because Ugogo spoils
Grandparents are
them.
very responsible though.
Is it?
Like they teach you the responsibilities of a household. That's one thing I like about being raised by grandparents.
Is that not a firstborn?
No.
Firstborn. If at our age, having a firstborn, those people, those kids, they learn everything at that moment because they need to learn how to cook, how to clean. Because I'm busy on my side, but with Ugogo, she's always there. She'll be telling you,
Oh, okay. Tell you something, ne? Ugogo, ne? might spoil you, ne? But teach you responsibility and angeke like I teach you do this and do not do that, ne? Abakoko they are old school, and it's so you get to take whatever that she does, like ukubasa, ngiyakwazi ukubasa, azange ngifundisa, azange athi basa, ngibonile ukuthi wenza njani because okay sima ungekho, she'd call us, wozani nizohlala la, we'd sit there, we watch him. When I tell her, you know, so now I took that.
You got closer, you've got Tswana in you, and what's happening? Okay, let's go back to your parents. Where are your parents in the picture?
They passed on
when
I was very much young.
Sorry about that, yeah.
So yeah, she's basically my mother.
Yeah,
that's what I should say. It's just that she's my grandmother because of the age. I mean, she can't give birth to me. Yeah. So yeah.
So how many are you? Are you the only child?
I'm the only child.
That's why you're so spoiled.
No, come on. I'm the only child, and then I started my primary school at Orange Farm Primary. You know, we're not well off.
Yeah.
You know, yes. So I went to a public school, Orange Farm Primary. I passed a lot, and teachers used to love me so much. Yes.
Wow, nice.
And by the way, you know, from Orange Farm, we've got pilots, we've got executive, we've got senior managers. So there's quite a lot that comes from ECAS. It's not just Uti. It's all about in your mind to say, you know what, growing up ECAS because we didn't have so much. There are so many countries out there that don't even have what we have, ECAS.
True.
So it's also a blessing, you know. You can
so
be
many
anything and everything.
What Fiesta Black from Orange Farm with something.
Yes.
Exactly.
Shout out to Orange Farm. yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I went to secondary school. It's Jumpy. Not Jumpy, secondary school, like they are neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there are people who are watching about Orange Farm Primary, it's a yes.
And which year was it when you completed your secondary?
It was 2016.
2016.
Okay.
Okay.
Completed matric.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
No, 2015. Sorry. 2015.
2015.
Yes, 2015.
Okay.
Yes.
Now tell me, if you don't mind, of course, to share this information. How old were you when your parents passed on?
3 months. I did mention that.
You did.
Yes.
3 months.
Yes.
3 months.
Yeah.
No, you're sorry about that.
So both of them same time.
No, I don't like taking
Okay.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, sure. That is why we did allude that. If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah.
But we are still very much sorry that you had to endure life without a parent.
Yeah.
Grannies, I know, definitely. They can hold it down. Look at how well you've shaped
Yes.
So you can attest to it. Now, let's talk about the time when you fell pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a deep sigh. Like you had to. Like you had to.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You get into a secondary level and you're that pretty girl. You know, every guy, condoms.
Yeah. Every guy wanted you at a time, you know.
You know, and you're like, it's
It's the buttocks.
Yeah. Not knowing what it's that time. I mean, you know.
Plus body wise, it's for men.
It's the buttocks.
I need that pretty little thing.
Yeah.
And then this takes me back to being a parent who can't talk to their child.
Okay.
A parent who, like, okay, you can be strict as a parent, but you can be strict, but don't be strict in a way yokuthi umntana angekwazi ukuthi akhulume nawe asabe nokutshela even when aqhamuke my period. Do you understand me? Like uthi ungangeneli. That's how my grandmother was. Though I was spoiled, but
she was very, very strict.
Yeah. You know, so you couldn't talk as general. So what I'm trying to say is be a friend to your child. Yeah, so that your child can be able to tell you everything. So that you can be able to tell if mntana ko engekho right. Mntana ma engekho right is valing ingwe. Unamamuthi lo or no.
So seeing the number of guys chasing you at that time, how did it feel? What was going on through your mind, through you?
With Ian, I was winning. Yeah. It takes me. I need to join my issue. I was like, I did not have someone who talk to me and tell me. Mama, I got so you understand?
Yeah.
So when I thought to be told as I'm the it girl, you know.
Which year was it?
It was 2010.
Yes. So you did not do life orientation, like you were not.
When I fell pregnant, yes, it was 2012.
It was 2012. Yeah.
And how old were you at the time?
I was 16.
16 years old.
I was 16 years old. Yes. So I did life orientation. I mean, we are ignorant. You know, as kids.
Yeah.
Teachers can emphasize that fact. When I had this teacher who loved me so very much, even at secondary. She loved me so nice, so very much, but I cannot talk, I cannot open up. That teacher would take me and tell me, yes, I forgot her. Shout out to Memreshe. I still love her so very much. She typed me, I'm Angel, so beautiful. So I can tell you what not to do, what to do. But because I can't, what if it's on Chica? You understand?
Yeah.
So I couldn't talk to her. And then this guy,
So yeah, when you were 16, you started dating that very same year, or
when I was 15.
when you were 15, or 15 years you started dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I was 16, I met him. He was doing a trick.
Okay.
Yes, and then we were still young, both of us, and obviously, yeah, and I think he knew, he understood what is going on.
I'm like saying
I'm asking.
Like we're there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
I think
assuming he knew. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
yes,
Yeah.
you know, he might have knew what was happening, what was umjolo, of which I mean, umjolo, to say chekana, nan. Boom. Okay, when I was 15, then umjolo, chekana.
You still scared, yeah.
Yes, yeah, but what about you? I smile again.
Yeah.
But this one, I didn't know there are no parents. You know, yes, he was staying with his brother
Okay.
and sister, but the sister was in university. So it was just both of them. So we understand each other.
Freedom.
Freedom.
I can't.
And then,
Yeah.
we thought it was love. I mean, we thought it was love. Sounds nice, not under, but we thought.
So you
yes,
didn't come to a point where you think of what if, because there's such thing as pregnancy,
Yeah,
HIV,
I did.
STD, all those kind of things. So it didn't cross your mind, or maybe think
It
of
did cross my
you should
mind.
use plastic or.
When you start off, you do use plastic and
Yeah.
it's kind of slow.
Sure.
You
You have gotten used to each other.
Yeah, getting used to each other. You're like, yes, Simon, how we straight up. So yeah, and then I fell pregnant. When I fell pregnant, I told him he was the first one to know. April, I'm pregnant.
This was at age 15 or age 16. It was, you started dating. Oh, okay. General.
Yeah.
You started to date was at age 15.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
April, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
So too.
How many months down the relationship when you fell pregnant?
I think it was even a month.
Oh,
2 months.
okay.
I don't remember very well because
Yeah.
we were still young.
Sure.
And I couldn't even count months, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, okay, fine. I felt pregnant, and I said to how am I gonna tell my grandmother? How he had a grandmother,
Yeah.
from his mother's side. How am I gonna tell my grandmother? Okay, hi man. Okay,
The first
But
person
when
you
I-
told about the pregnancy
it's
was-
him.
No, outside of the relationship, who did you tell?
It's
The
my
first
friend.
person. Okay.
My friend from church, and she was like, "Unamanga," because I guess like, yeah, unamanga. And dude, I'm serious, ne? Okay. Guy, okay. A guy decided to tell me ukuthi yazini bazozibona ngesisu.
So both of you guys were comfortable ngesisu.
We were not comfortable. We did not know
You
what
didn't
to
even
do.
think maybe, okay, at this present moment I'm still young, let's do, probably we think of, we didn't come up with suggestions like abortion or maybe think of it, or did you guys just decide that, you know what, we're going to keep this baby?
Yes. Okay. We did not come with that.
I'm glad that he took responsibility.
Yeah.
No, he did. Shame na yaputilo yana. Lapha khona nje yazini. Everyone knows. Yeah, everyone knows like guys. They know is he did take a responsibility, and then okay, got pregnant. They got happen at the clinic with Ireland. Everyone baby ngam example ukuthi yeah, at least you have like began to tell her you can pay. So I used to love Leamington. Yeah, it's snowball in a cream.
Oh yeah.
He'd bring it naturally kalapaya at clinic and so that I can finish, and then after finishing I'd eat. They would go to the park and then he was so very much there. I don't wanna lie. I did not get I did not even experience that I'm pregnant and I'm alone and what. Okay, ending we were quatting. But I tried to make sure we are surviving this kind of.
So how did your grandma feel at the time being umuntu strict?
She was so disappointed. I don't want to lie, she was so disappointed. And she was disappointed, but she did not want me to do the wrong things. Mind you, she's a Christian. She believes in God so much. And now I was raised in Konzulu.
Yeah.
So the day you book, I need to book. So we are visa. No, it's my book at clinic. Oh, okay. I asked the lady from next door. Uzanel. She was so then hence I'm saying I had so much support system. Even na say next door they were there to shield me.
But also trying to be cognizant, especially to the viewers, that this is a lady who's talking us through her journey. This is not an encouragement in case you're sitting with a teenager, somebody who's still at school, and they feel if they were to fall pregnant, somebody would be there for them. They'd hold each other by their hands and it would be happily ever after. This is just we are just making people aware of these are the things that happens in the everyday life of especially predominantly women living in townships, young people.
We're not promoting or condoning such behavior. As much as yes, everything happened at that present moment. She got all the support like she mentioned and everything, but it's not a good thing to do, because you end up finding yourself, because now she had to drop from school to focus on this at the time. And obviously that has messed up with some of your studies. It had a year to another year delayed.
Exactly. And a mouth to feed when you are still at school. So there are always repercussions for actions that we engage in. But let's listen to her story as she perpetuates telling us about life in Znazo's shoes.
And again, we say want to as funny, right? We're not growing as clearly my backgrounds are funny.
Correct.
Yes. So I'm not saying get pregnant. You might be pregnant and not get support. You might be pregnant and then your boyfriend tells you going upwards, So anything is possible. So okay, I gave birth to a bouncing baby girl.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. Sweet if you are old enough. If you have email zakho.
No, we are saying for the gift of life.
For the gift of life,
it's a blessing.
It is a blessing. I gave birth to a baby girl, and still he was there to support the child. He was doing a trip. He did not go to tertiary. He decided to find a job, and he did get a job by God's grace. He got a job. He continued to support a child. Yes, and then.
And now you've got 2 kids now.
I have 2 kids now.
With the same guy?
No.
Okay.
No, not with the same guy. Life happened. We separated.
And that was after how long?
The child was 4.
When you broke up? So it's a breaking up or a separation, maybe.
We broke up.
So that's in 2015, 16.
Yes.
Okay.
2015, 16.
When you broke up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then you met this new guy.
Met this new guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I see talking about this new guy. She even smiles.
You know,
But I think we got our heads wrong because 2015, or you were 15 when you fell pregnant.
That was in 2012.
That was in 2012. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And then I met this other guy named
Yeah.
And you fall for these twelves.
Times two.
You like to fall again. You like to fall.
Hey, but now
Okay, let's come back to the serious issues now. Okay, Oti, at the time, 2012, you were 15 years. You didn't have much information. Yes, you know what there was prevention. You know, there are things that you can do in order for you to prevent yourself not to fall pregnant. All those contraceptives, yes. So now come back 4 or 5 years later down the line, and then now you are well aware that there is such things, and I need to do 1, 2, 3 in order for myself to proceed further. So at the time, or when you meet the new guy, was it something that was planned? If it was planned, yes, contraceptives on the side, but if it was, or you were well aware what you were doing?
I was taking contraceptives,
Okay. And having unprotected sex. Okay.
Yes. And then I decided to just take a break, because let the yes, contributor. And then like in 30 break
Zakat.
Yeah.
And then I gave birth to a baby.
Yeah. Okay. So where's the granny in the picture now? Your granny still alive, and
she's still alive,
and she still spirit.
She even told me, because I been so I'd always wear something.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. But this thing inside, I wanted to sit like this. Up until she told my other sister,
Okay.
I take what I do, and if ever umit because I disappointed her like for the second time. Because at first she told me, I went back to school in 10 days.
10 days.
She said, you are going back to school. I'll guard this child. I'll take it, and I thank her for that, and I'll forever be grateful for that.
Yeah.
Yes, because other parents out there, things we see out there, umuntu kumama yakhe umuntu angasali lo mntana wakho athi uzokhulisa lo mntana uzohamba uyofuna umsebenzi uzoyenza but yena she took the initiative yokuthi yazini love neka aye esikolweni, she needs school in order for ukuthi prosper in life, and I will forever be grateful for that. Yes. And then I went back to school. I failed my grade 10. And I was that Lena Abunguti,
So the second child came in, you were still in school?
No, I was
after school. Okay.
You had passed matric.
I passed matric.
Okay.
Yes.
So now looking at your kids now, and looking at the life back, how would you perceive all this? Like, how are you looking at such a blessing, and how things have turned out to be now?
Yeah, sometimes when I grew up, I would say I knew Uti, I don't have a mother. So I did not believe Mama, but I asked myself, Mama, I understand. I'd be like, yeah. So now I tend to believe, okay, imagine Mama. And when my older daughter calls me Mama, it just melts me, like, it's, oh, how baby girl, like, you should be thankful that you have a mother. Like, I'm emotional, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So this is South Africa, the reality of a black woman living in the township, lack of knowledge, lack of information, lack of research, being ignorant.
Yeah,
But
ignorance.
primarily, it's ignorance. Information is there at our disposal. Even in high school these days, not even these days, even when I was still in high school, we had life orientation, which predominantly taught us about it was sexual education, so to speak. So they're just saying it's life orientation because then they teach you about how to conduct yourself as a young man or woman.
And in primary, it's called life skills.
Yeah, now it's called life skills.
Life skills.
So guys, this is what our ladies and our girls go through in Makasi. So what you're hearing here this is reality. We're talking about the real life of someone and the situation that is currently happening. It's quite emotional, as much as we try to be okay about it and so that it doesn't get too deep. But yeah, you can see the lady herself, she's so emotional when she looks at her kids. But things have turned out better. But I think even the viewers at home, you need to make sure that as well you take care of yourself, man. Gather as much as information as possible. Yes, we know sometimes it's difficult to listen from other people, or maybe we might think that we are the smart ones, so to speak, because we say our parents they were dumb. Now it's my time. Now it's my time. So it's me. So it's quite important that everyone will listen to our parents, we listen to our friends, and we do what is right.
We listen to our parents and not friends, please. Because friends influence,
Yes.
so no.
Your
please.
friends do
No.
not.
We listen to our parents because these are the people who will definitely be holding our hands when we are going through the hardest of times. This is the episode with Snazo, me, myself, and I.
Ayanda, your boy. Don't forget to tune in, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Mzansi podcast coming to you bigger, better ever.
We're live from your Johannesburg studios. Catch you later on the other side. Cheers.
I think that took long.
2, 1, action.
Yeah, so we had to, find time to let the lady compose herself, even ourselves. We had to make sure that we come back stronger and more, better, emotionally better.
Yeah, no, the situation was too tense, guys, and we had to just take it back a bit, let the lady relax and calm herself because of what she just explained to us. So let's just proceed with the last part.
Yeah, better things now. We've been crying now. It's time to rejoice. Tell us, what are you doing for a living?
Right now, I'm currently studying towards teaching.
Okay. Oh, nice. So you're studying towards teaching. How far are you right now?
I'm doing my first year right now.
You're doing your first year. Something. You're doing well. Yeah. It
Yes.
takes courage for somebody to go back to school to say, I want to enroll to better my life and the life of my kids. Yeah. So Granny has to be proud of you. So apart from school, what else are you doing?
I'm working with kids right now. Hence, I told you that I'm doing teaching.
Yes.
So I work at some school, like a orange farm. Yes.
So one of the nice things, guys, she's giving back to the community. So
Yeah.
it just shows you how life is, even after all the obstacles that you've went through, all the situations, but you come up very well and you realize that, you know what, life is still good out there. I can still better myself. I can still learn. Like now she's back in school and she's bettering off herself. So which is quite amazing. That we like that from, especially there's so many young people out there that are broken and they're giving up in life and they're about to give up. Others, they are still frustrated. But we're saying, you know what, you can still make it. You can still go to school. You can still apply for that NEFSAS if at home they don't afford. So there's so many things that you can do to better yourself.
Yeah, one thing I like about stories that I shared here on the podcast, Mzansi podcast, is that all of them, they've got a very happy ending. They don't just end with struggles. They end with, this is how far I am in life. What would be your message of courage to other young women who have gone through and are going through what you went through, primarily conceiving when you're still at school?
What I'd say to women out there, go to school. Go to school, and patience is virtue, and going to school will help you proceed in life. just go to school. That's what I
Yeah.
can say. Fundani.
There you had it yourself, guys. Go back to school.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's the message from the lady that
It's never late.
she's sharing. It's never
I
late.
forgot the part where you have to say, listen to your grannies. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And love them, hey. Love your grandmothers.
Yeah.
Those people are so special and
Mm.
they love us also.
No, very special. This is how we conclude our, very, very informative interview with our beautiful lady here, Mzansi.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you for your time, your airtime, your data, and subscribing to the show. So don't forget to click like, share, and comment.
You can also be sticking with us, sitting here right on the white couch, the favorite couch from Mzansi Podcast, where things are happening, where stories are coming out, where people get the courage to speak about their problems without any judgment.
Yeah. So stay tuned, guys, and there's more coming onto the show.
And it could be you. Until next time.
Bye bye.
Nemizamo yami yophelela kuwe emba namaphupho wami namaphupho wami emba namaphupho wami namaphupho wami emba namaphupho wami